Welcome back to another episode of Aussie Bucking. It's a rainy old day today, so we started to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about how we got here. When we bought this property, it was a bare block property. It was a farming country or grazing country up against the Belthorpe National Park, and it's 116 acres that we live on, and there was nothing here. We were renting at the time, and we had our money ready to buy a block, but could not find anything. We searched for about 3 months, and then one day we were heading into Brisbane, Anchor and I, Tyson's mother, driving in to do some business, and the red moon was on that day. It's just passed again, but the red moon day was there, and our luck had fallen into place. Anchor was always looking for properties to buy. We looked at heaps and heaps of properties, but we could not find anything that was suitable for us, and they were way, way too dear. And I always said to her, if it keeps going like this, we'll be the richest people in the caravan park. So luckily enough, this moon came along, and she said, this property's for sale while we're driving. And I said, well, what is it? She says, 116 acres, a bit big. And I said, no, that's not too big, depending on what they want for it. So I said, call him up now. She said, no, I won't. We'll call him up this afternoon. I said, no, you better call him now, just in case. It might be a good property. So she called him. A scratchy old conversation that they had, and while driving along, and he says, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. And we got this beautiful property. We were very, very lucky, very, very fortunate to be the first ones in. The line was a mile long to get a property at the time. Through COVID time, I'm going to say, it was very difficult to find anything. I think reasonable. The prices were going up stupid, but we were lucky enough to get this block. Hey, Tyson.
Yeah.
So we didn't have anything here, so we had to get a shed organised. So we brought a shed, the shed that you see a lot in the videos, what I'm standing in now, and we had no power, no water, no nothing. We had nothing here. So we kept renting and kept working hard as we could and got the shed up. Tyson and I, through his school holidays, got a little old forklift, as you probably see sometimes in the background. That little old girl did all the lifting, heavy lifting for us, and Tyson and I and a mate put all the portals up over a couple of days. I didn't know what we were doing, but worked it all out as we went along. I have a non-structural license, but I can build my own sheds, I can do my own stuff. So we put it all together, and I had a plumber mate that gave me a hand to do the sheeting, but the rest was virtually done with his shed all by ourselves, except for the concrete. Concretes were involved there. But that was back in 2021, it was. So we lived in the shed for quite a while in a little caravan that was loaned to us. And Tyson lived in a tent for 6 months. Not supposed to stay all this stuff, but the council don't like it. We don't care. So we'll just move forward from that. And Tyson lived in a little tent on the inside on the swag for 6 months while we got everything, the shed built. And once we got the shed built, we got the solar system, our tanks in place, and we had water and power. It was absolutely sensational. But in the meantime, we're looking for a house to put up here. We were looking for second-hand houses or old houses, removalist houses, and we could not find it. I looked at probably half a dozen houses with Anchor until one day she said, this one's on the market. It's in Brisbane, which is close by. It's an hour away from where we live here, thereabouts. So we looked and looked, and she said, let's go look at this one. It's been on the market for a while. They can't sell it. And me being a painter by trade and a carpenter by trade, and have a few different things behind me, as soon as I walked in the house, I said, this is what we want. This is a beautiful house. It was very, very nice. It was being rented, and it had to be removed by a certain date, which we did. Well, we didn't actually, because the big rains had come through at this time. On the 21, I've got the notes here, and I'm blind too with it. So a big rain come through in February, while we're trying to get the house up here, and it could not be moved out of Brisbane also because of the flooding happening, because of the continuous rain happening. So it got put back, and put back. It was frustrating, that part. So eventually, I think we had 1,800 millimeters thereabouts in about a week, which is a ridiculous rain for this area. And and we couldn't go to work, couldn't do anything. And I think COVID was on at the same time too. It was just a schmozzle, I'm going to say. So we persisted, and we eventually got removers to get the house up here in half, as you can see by the photos of this beautiful old girl. And then it rained and rained more, and they had tarps on the roof trying to stop the water going through the house. It's an old post-war 1950s house thereabouts, and it had plasterboard inside, the old horsehair stuff. But and also it's an old hardwood house. Anchor would go in at night time, and it was getting red. The whole inside of the house was just red by all the water going through it, and it was bleeding badly through the hardwood and going through the house, and it looked horrible. It did not worry me, and I couldn't settle Tyson's mother down. She thought it was the end of the world, and I said, no problem at all. I got the trade for that one. I can fix it. I tried to settle her down, but she wouldn't settle down. She kept going on about it. But and also, I was lucky enough to have a son, Byron, who's also got his YouTube channel. What's it called, Tyson?
Off-grid at Mount Bingo.
See, he's thinking.
Off-grid Mount Bingo.
Yeah, off-grid Mount Bingo. So, and they're putting an old Federation home back together right now in their channel. So check that one out. We'll put a link up there somewhere, Tyson, maybe, and just follow their path to putting that house together. It's unbelievable as they go through it all. But so we eventually got the house up and put back together. As I say, with Byron being a builder, carpenter and builder, he's got the trade. I've got the sort of the trades, and Tyson being a young fella at the time, we put that house back together in no time after the guys had finished doing what they needed to remove the house and put it back together in stages. So that was all completed, and then I set to work to paint it up and fix everything up and get it back to where it was before, as we brought it in Brisbane, to say. So a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, but our power supply system, we are totally off grid.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out, Tyson. Let's check out our system out. Yep. So this is our solar system here. As I say, we are totally off grid. It's Red Earth. It's local. It's Brisbane based, and it's got two Vitron back-to-back inverters. It's a 10 kilowatt system, so we've got about 30 solar panels on the roof. It is all Vitron, which has been excellent all the way through. As it's raining today, and it's just stopped raining, but it's cloudy. That's what we're using there, and that's what's coming in. So it's very impressive what it can do to sustain what we need. And it also is, what was the time? About 9 o'clock in the morning. So it's 10:16. So it's recovering there for last night. But also there's our batteries. This unit come with 4 batteries for a start, and over time we brought one, and then brought 2, then we brought the other 2. So they're a fairly expensive buy, but they are a 4.1 kilowatt. I'll just get down here, Tyson. I better get my glasses on because I can't see all this information here. But it's a 4.1 kilowatt. So there's 8 of them, which is about 32 kilowatt hours that we've got here, which is unbelievable. We run air conditioning. We've got 4 air conditioners in the house. We run that virtually, when in summertime, we virtually run them non-stop, the 2 big ones anyway. And then what we do, if we have bad events, rain events, we'll actually shut 2 of them off, the big ones, and then run our 2 bedroom ones and close everything up and just run the bedroom ones at night. And that's how we get through with having air conditioning virtually all year round. So they are, just to give you an idea, they're about 80 amp hour each. You can imagine a little 6 amp hour Makita one. These are nearly 80 amp hours each. They're just a nice unit. So 10-year warranty with these ones. It was going to cost us, when we looked into getting power up here, we didn't know really what we wanted, but we were very lucky to go this way. But what happened was, there's a power line probably about 1 kilometre away from us, and we did our investigation and got a quote, and it was going to cost about $200,000 to put mains power up here, and then we had to pay for the bloody power. So this way here, we're way in front. I think it cost $32,000, and then with the 4 batteries, and then we went into these ones here. I think about $3,000 odd each. So we have added on to the cost of that, but as far as I reckon, we're way in front. If we get 10 years out or more, I think we're still going to be in front with the way the power, and we never lose power. If people have storms in the area, they're out for a week, and I can see more and more generators getting put into households all the time to back their power supply mains up, and that is ridiculous in this modern day, but we never have lost power. So it's been a sensation having it. And so that's our solar system. Any more to say there, Tyson?
Not really. It's
Not
been
really.
reliable and good.
Yeah, it's been awesome to have it.
What about the generator backing it
Yeah,
up?
so we have got a generator to back it up. So we'll move out there, Tyson. Eh? So this is our generator backup. This is our second one. We had a first one. It was cheap and a little single cylinder. They call it a silent drive, but there was nothing silent about it. It might have been silent about 10 k's away, but it was a little air cool one, single cylinder. I think it was about a 5 kilowatt, but it did the job, but it ended up dying one day, and only a couple of $1,000 it cost us. That was cheap, but it's got a smart, just in Tyson. In the other little generator, it had this smart part of it, which it's connected into the system inside with our solar system, and it talks to this. So once it gets down to 20% battery level, this will come on by itself and run up to 50%, and then it'll shut itself off. So it's totally self-sufficient as far as looking after. All we do is check the oil, keep the diesel up to it, change the oil and maintain it. That's all we've got to do with this part of it. This is also a Chinese one also, but we can't afford to have a Japanese one or whatever. So, but the amount of hours this does is not very much at all. So with this bad weather we're going to get, there's some rain coming down from up north, a sort of a cyclone change coming through, and we might get 4 or 5 days of bad weather, but this will do probably some hours, 6 hours to back us up, just to keep our system good enough to run the household. So also we run on gas. This is we've got 2 lots of gas here. The one bottles shouldn't be over there, but we also do all our cooking with gas. So do a hot water with gas. So we try to run as completely as off-grid as we can. No outside influences, but we still get a gas truck up here replacing these every so often. But that would, I think we only get like two changes a year out of the 4 bottles, and that's all we use a year with the 3 of us. So also we try to get our food. We've only been here for 4 years, so we've got trees planted, fruit trees, all sorts of trees, and also I do some vegetables, but I'm going to expand on that later. We built a chook pen. Tyson, let's go have a look, eh? Yes, so also I love corn. I used to be an ex-farmer, so I know how to grow corn. I know how to grow lots of things, but so I do about 3 runs of corn a year. This is my last one for the year, getting too cold. So we store them away for corn, and then I'll start with my winter vegetables coming in. Also, Tyson, we got bananas, 2 different varieties of bananas, more corn down here. So this is my corn. This is the last crop for the year. I've got 3 crops out of it, as I've said before. There's one being 1 grub there, but we don't worry about that things too much, eh? And there you go, delicious corn off the cob for nighttime eating. And we'll go into our chook pen now, Tyson. So we got a fence around this is our chook run here. And why wouldn't you use the fence? So we planted some passion fruit here. So Tyson and his mother go crazy on passion fruit. I don't like them. But yeah, we've got heaps of passion fruit all the time to keep these 2 happy about passion fruit. And inside's all the fruit. So we've got chickens too. How many chickens we got, Tyson, these days?
18.
18 chickens, yeah. And they keep us going with eggs. How many do you eat a day, Tyson?
4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5. He eats 4 or 5 eggs a day. I eat 2 or 3 eggs a day. So it's just a constant supply of eggs. Unfortunately, you've got to feed them, look after them, and do all that sort of thing. That's a good thing to do. So also in here we have the chicken run. Oops, wrong way. I don't come here very often. You cut that out, Tyson. They come in and out of there. There's a little portal there. This is where they come in and out. And they come in here and they look after all this for us. These are only 4 years old, these trees. So we've got all sorts of citrus trees. I think these are called kumquats. We'll correct that on the video. There's one of my bees working there, Tyson, in the rain, busy working. So we've only got 1 or 2 fruit. This is only a very young tree, but it'll be floated hopefully this season. What else we got, Tyson? What's this one?
Pomegranate.
Pomegranate. We got fig, peaches, plums. We've got dragon fruit,
oranges.
Bit untidy in here, I'm going to say, but the chooks look after all this because they make manure for a start, and so that fertilises the ground. It keeps also the insects away, and it just is good for the chickens to have the scratching and just foraging through everything. More citrus there, and we've got figs. The figs go really well here. We've got more citrus there, more lime there. This is our fig tree here. This is our biggest one. We've got 3 of them. This is our biggest one, but also growing wild. Also, we have guava. Hey, guavas, Tyson. Hey. Yeah, guava. They're a natural plant in the environment, and the chickens love them. So we just pick them up around the place and give them to the chickens, keep them happy. And all the stuff that we get from the garden, it all goes back in here for mulch. So that's how we keep the ground nice, and they can forage through it and get all the insects, worms out, whatever they need. Nitrogen, Tyson, see, chook poo, that's the best stuff in the world for here. This is why our plants are going so well, because the chickens run amongst it all. So this is our guava tree. They're everywhere around on our property, and they got this fruit here. The bats love them too, but the chickens love them, but also we love eating them too. So yeah, they're unreal things. So if you've got power and you've got shelter, you must need water. So we've got 3 tanks here, 22,500 each, so 66,000 thereabouts of water. Coming off the shed only. I don't catch it off the house because I didn't want to have water tanks beside the house, but later on we might. But there's only 3 of us, so we've got plenty of water. And when we get visitors, we don't run out of water. So, but we be conservative also. We won't be stupid and have it half hour long showers. So, and we're very conservative part of it. So this is our filtering system. We make sure we filter the water the best we absolutely can, and they're big carbon filters. So every 6 months we can do a flush out. They're reusable, and you flush all the sediment that's come through them, and just releases it all out, perfectly clean again, and away you go again. But we can't see any contamination. Our water is beautiful to drink. It's beautiful in every which way. We can't pick up anything wrong with our water. It's absolutely beautiful. Tyson, is it the best water ever?
Yeah.
If we go away, he's got to cart it everywhere in the countryside. So just to make sure we don't drink any other water, just run a little pump here, little Grundfos pump. So on my second pump now, the other little reef one was a cheap one, and this is Chinese too, but the other one was real Chinese, a copy of it. So it didn't last very long at all. Went through 2 of them. So when you buy properly, you buy once, and won't be more trouble. Water going in, Tyson. As I say, it's been raining. The water in, and we're brewing full. Beautiful. So when you're living off grid and you're a little way from the towns, we always make sure that we've got plenty of diesel, either to run the generators to run our business with our cars, and the tractors and excavator you see being used here to get firewood. So always make sure that this has got good supplies of diesel in it, so that conflicts in the world, which is happening right now with the Iranian war going on and short supply of fuel going on, we've got to make sure that we've always got lots of fuel here to keep us going forward. So that's one part of it. Also is the fuel part. So also we do firewood, Tyson. Lots of firewood, don't we? That's our channel, is doing firewood with chainsaws as Aussie buck, and that's what we do. So to heat the house through winter time, we also use the timber, but also we sell timber also to just to give us a little bit of cash on the side. Should say it, but now I just did. But so this is what we do also. This is our Aussie bucking thing. Hey Tyson. Yeah. So also living as we do in the bush, off grid, we've got to have fire maintenance going. The Belthorpe National Park is just up there, as you can see from the background. The clouds are hiding it a bit, but we also need to get a fair perimeter of safety built into our area here. So as you've seen in the videos and us working here, also mowing here and keeping everything maintained, just for in case we get a big fire one day. That's just also a part of living where we live and how we live. So this is also my little tropical garden that I've created here. I love palms, so I had to have some palms planted, and these trees are only 4 years old, to believe it or not. But also down the other end there, I've also got some citrus trees and also some, what are they, Tyson? Those orange things. What do I have there? Persimmons planted. So more oranges, more limes. We just can't have enough of that part of it. If we don't use all ourselves, we'll just either sell it on or give it on. Also, I'm a beekeeper also, so this is part of living where we live and how we live too. I've got about, I think, 80 hives thereabouts, and we produce a lot of honey per year. This is a very good area. You've seen the videos in Aussie bucking, the previous videos, and I've got a video coming up also telling about varroamite. I have got varroamite now. Last Tuesday I did an inspection, I've got it, and for a friend now from our local bee shop, Katrina, is coming here to educate me, but also hopefully anyone else who's interested in checking out what to do with your varroamite and how to treat them. So that's coming up also in a video. So also, I planted some macadamia nuts. I love macadamia, and these are only 3 years old, these trees here, so they're going really well. But as long as we got deer in this area, as long as they stay away from it, they've sort of kept at bay now. So that's another part of our little tiny fruit or nuts that we got here. So on our country, we've got what's called a weed called lantana. It is horrible stuff. So as you can see, I've cleaned up all this area through here, and I've got more work at the background to do just to try to clean up the area so it just looks better, and then having this mongrel bloody weed growing through everywhere. So that's another part of what we do here, trying to keep everything nice and tidy and just do improvements on the property. So I hope you enjoyed the video that Tyson and I put together on this rainy old day on a Saturday morning. So I just wanted to show you how off-grid system and how we like to live with our own water, own power supply. We try to do our own vegetables, own fruit. We're getting there with that part of it. It's only been 4 years. We're getting on 5 now since we've started our journey here. It's been great to do it all, Tyson. A lot of hard work. Tyson's a young 14-year-old riding up here, and I put him straight to work, so hasn't done him any harm. So you've learned a lot of stuff, haven't you, Tyson?
Yeah.
And especially how to hold a video camera and do some editing for our videos. So yeah, and I hope you enjoyed it. So we'll see you next round.